So, what does healthy communication mean to you?
To me, healthy communication means listening.
I think for me, healthy communication is being able to be clear about what you want to talk about with the other person, I guess. And I guess without avoiding assumptions or jumping to conclusions, because I think it's easy for us to overthink situations. So it's being able to talk about those things and understand each other.
For me, healthy communication is all about honesty and being upfront with each other, even if something you may say may not be like something that everyone wants to hear. It's always good to be honest about opinions, and it allows a healthy relationship.
Nice. Yeah, I think listening is one of the strongest parts of communicating, for sure. Absolutely.
I also agree with all the points that you girls made, especially being honest. I feel really uncomfortable if I have pent up emotions or feelings towards someone. Maybe a friend could have said or done something that made me feel uncomfortable, and instead of letting that build up and build up resentment, I would much prefer to honestly tell them what they did or said to make me feel a certain way. But instead of kind of accusing them, I would probably word it like, oh, when you did this, it made me feel like this. Maybe I wasn't in the right headspace that day or time, but I would really appreciate it if, next time this doesn't happen.
How would you initiate that conversation though? Would you text them or call them, or just wait till you first meet them? Because I'm I get really anxious whenever I want to do that as well, and I'm like, do I call them, do I text, what's the best way to have that conversation?
Yeah, I think that's on your point in terms of knowing how to communicate to someone correctly. It's kind of like the love languages thing, isn't it? I think that you need to be able to know, the way I would say communicate to my mom about things that I feel about our relationship is going to be very different to the way I would communicate to you guys. It's you can't use the same style on everyone because it won't work. Not everyone will absorb information in the same way. And I think that's something a lot of people can forget, because you'll be used to your own communication style, so you kind of implement that onto everyone, and it doesn't work that way. And that's often why sometimes the communication just doesn't come through, or it doesn't affect the person in the way that you wanted it to affect the person. So it's really important, I think, to clarify that kind of one. I don't know, actually, do you guys think it's something that you'd be able to talk to a friend being like, what is your communication style?
That is a really good question. It's not really a question that comes up. Ask,
yeah,
but it would be really nice if you
it would be.
Yeah, I feel like the only time that a communication style has been established is when, as bad as it sounds, me and my friend had some misunderstandings because of communication and the way that we communicate. Because I felt so attacked, I guess, by everything, I ended up having a panic attack, which is why this is why I really think it's so important to have those healthy communications, because I do not want anyone to ever have to go through a panic attack like that. It's something that definitely sticks with me to this day. And which is why I do think that it's so important to be able to just talk outwardly about these feelings rather than letting them build up, because no one wants to go through that.
Yeah, it's quite disrespectful, to be honest, if you think about it. It's not that I care about how people view me, but it's more like, if you treasured our friendship that much as I do or did, then surely you would have wanted to discuss about your feelings with me, instead of putting me on the spotlight in such a way.
Yeah, I think we've all had our fair share of being attacked by some horrible friends. I mean, I certainly have had that experience.
I just would close off. I'd just do silent treatment, or I'd be passive aggressive, and then I'd catch myself doing it, and I'm like, oh God, I'm turning into my parents. I can't. I don't want this. They always say that you'll end up turning to your parents one day. It's like, no, please, God, no, please. I don't want to be like that. But I think it's almost a great thing that we are self-aware, that we are becoming like our parents, or our communication styles like theirs, or like even our friends. I can mimic my friends' communication styles as well, and some of their negative stuff. And I think if you're aware of what you're doing, then you can still change that. Communication is something we can definitely develop and grow, and improve upon. So yes, is there anything that you guys are kind of like trying to do now to like improve in your communication style?